Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how do I change this program, which is only a pair of client server, to I have actually three programs that can run together. So this is the first trick I'm going to do. I'm going to copy HW5 server.cpp to HW5 another server. I would just call it another.cpp. Okay, so I basically converted to another program. And then I'm actually going to, first I'm going to modify, because this is probably the easier one, another. So over here, you can see I have a 7374. I'm actually going to change this to 7375, okay? So you can see that HW3 another is exactly the same as HW5 server, except the port number is different. So it can actually, capture something with a different port number. Okay, so now the only trick is actually how do I modify HW5 server? It will be served as the server for HW5 client, but it will also serve as a client for HW5 another. So how do I actually be able to do that? Server.cpp. Okay, so I'm actually going to look at this place. And this part, you see that I already did this part. I already include both HW5 server.h, HW5 client.h. So that part is already included. So I'm actually going to see that this one is move. So I'm actually going to do the move function over here. So the move function here, I'm just showing you an example very quickly. It's null, it's error code, incoming location. So this part, you can see up to this point, I already successfully move a person, right? I already move a person in the move function that's actually do the JSON to object. So at this point, LV person underscore pointer is actually represent a real C++ person on HW5 server. So what I'm going to show you right now is that directly move this person to HW5 another. So how do I do that? So I have to copy some code from HW5 client.cpp. So HW5.cpp over here, you see I have a piece of code here. So I will just directly add it here. Wait a minute. Okay, so I'm going to modify this piece of code, but let's do a Control X1. So you can see that this 5 lines of code was originally from HW5 client.cpp. Okay, so let's actually take a look at more carefully. Over here is not going to be John again, because here is LV person pointer, LV person PTR. So that should take care of the first problem. And over here, the GPS location, I think I can actually need to set up differently, but in this context, it doesn't matter. So I just do that. Let me see, there's another thing I need to change. Okay, I know what's the other thing I need to change. I need to borrow the other thing, which is HW5 client.cpp. There's another thing I need to borrow is this part, because this part is actually help me to get to, let me actually get to this one as well. So I need to get this part as well. Yes, this part is going to be H7375, right? Because let's look at the HW5 another. $73.75. That's the port number for HW3 another. That's why here I set up to be the client. Looks like this. And this one is the same, this one is the same, and then I just do this part because my client is already set it up to be the IP address there. And NYV, and then that's it, actually. This is actually everything I need to do. Let me try to compile it first, okay? To make sure that, okay. Oh, okay, I have to take care of the GPS location. Let me do a very quick hack. HW5 client.cpp GPS. Which one is, let me just pick any one. Let me pick Home Woodland first, okay? GPS. I would just pick this one. And I would say, in fact, I might need to put like a process here or something, but I would just put, because the GPS location is actually doesn't matter for the software correctness. Okay, let me actually Control G, Control C, yes. Okay, I can get that part to compile. So then I need to do, because I have to compile HW5 another .cpp, so I have to modify my make file. So in my make file over here, I have to add first HW5 another. And then the server part, I don't need to do anything, but I have to just copy this line. Over here, I set another. And over here, I do another. And then over here, I do another. All right, that part is done. And then I actually just go all the way to copy this two line. Again, I change this to another. I change this to another. And this one, of course, is another. And over here is another. Let's see. Okay, so I got all three compiled. HW5 client, HW5, another HW5 home. Yes.
And it's the .h, the main file. Is there a HW5?
Well, they all three .cpp file, HW5 client, HW5 server, HW5 another, they both include HW5 server.h. So it's okay. They share that one. That's fine. Because even though I have three programs, but the RPC spec between client and server are the same. So we can just use that. Okay, so now I'm actually going to run. I have to create three windows. So I said I want to run the third, not this one. This one is actually some of the students are actually running. This one I don't want to run. Okay, it must be this one. Okay, so I must run HW5 another first. Okay, so another is actually start running. And then I'm going to run HW5 server. Okay, you can see that both of them at this stage is actually in waiting state. Okay, when you have this, they're just waiting for incoming. Both the server, this is another, by the way, this is server, they're both in wait state. Yes, in the back. They're both server, but HW5 server in this case, they serve two roles. They're both server they're also client. So in fact, it's very interesting. If you see this example, you can actually make a program, as many programs as you want. They both can serve a dual role, both server and the client. Yes.
For the server, where did you make the you put that in the move function?
I put it in the move function.
That's how the move function is.
Right.
One makes the server, and then the last one doesn't make
Right. Well, that was one way to do it, but you can potentially move somewhere else, but you have to have a way to trigger it. To move is because I want them to move just smoothly.
Yeah,
But
when you get information, you want to send that instant. So you can't send that information via
right, right. I mean, unless you have another function called step to ask them to, hey, push to the next step or something. If you have a controller, okay. All good question. So now I'm going to run the client. When I run client, you can see that the server, wait a minute, the server doesn't have anything.
Didn't pass. Did it say fail or thing? The response?
Oh, it's actually passed, actually. Let me see.
It's status failed at the bottom. Yeah.
But that is a little bit different. Let me actually take a look in my client. Maybe I should do 001. Maybe I actually changed that. Let me actually check my program. Yeah, it's actually 0000001. So that might be the reason. That has to be 0001. Okay. I don't believe this. This is interesting. Why do that?
Yeah, there was
No, it's still not going. Did I use the wrong port number?
You edited for 002, right? Except for, but the original one is being
You mean the client?
yeah.
73.
Oh, it is different.
Yeah, I set it to be 73, 74. In fact, I actually call the move. Move is here, right? So the move should already go in there, 83, 84. And you know what? Let's actually make it simpler. This part, I would say exit -2, because that's only place that's really matter, right? For the person. For the person, I just want to move a person. Let me actually check my server. Let me search for move. So if there is a move, person, arrow code, empty, let's actually try to print it and see if, let me do a std, cout, move. So at least I know it's coming. Okay, and I would just want to check the code, the incoming location is false, is object, okay, location object. Oh, you see what happened is that I actually compared the incoming location. So over here, I'm going to just block this line. Just block this line and block this part of the line, and that's fine. Because I have a location. Let me just not compare the location for this one. And just do this part. This part is the move. Okay, let me actually see if this will let us get past at least the first stage. Okay, so now I can kill the server and want to make sure at least it's actually going to the first part. is not available on the server. How can that be? Method not found. Hold on 1 second. This is embarrassing. Sorry about that. I'm not even using shadow. Oh, wait a minute. I'm actually blocked the wrong line. Sorry, this should be 0, 1. Okay, now I think I know what happened. I don't think I even need this line. Because I'm not using thing, I'm just using a person. Okay, this part, now I'm actually going to control X, control C, make. Oh, I see. I see why I have this issue. Thing pointer. No, I cannot get rid of that because
If we use this way, does that mean we'll need 3 servers?
yeah, you can only have a 3 server, but what I want to do is I would just want to get rid of this part. I need this one, but I can actually move it after this. I don't want this to be affected. I want to add it over here. And this part, I have to get rid of this. Okay, so now let me try to see if I can get through the first part. Then I can get through the second part. Still method not found. How can this be? Request is not available. What happened to this server? Did I have another copy running? Oh, you know what? Because I actually have a server, another server running. Okay, that makes sense. All right, let me actually run this server. This happened to me a lot of time when I have 2 copies of server running. Still the same thing. I have another copy. Let me do this. PS minus EF graph minus I homework 5. No, I don't have that anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to do a little bit debugging here. This is GPS. This is the function is move. From to JSON. Sorry.
Are we allowed to like create our own like template file? Like basically just create our own.
Yeah, you can create your own template file.
Okay, so we don't need to use yours.
Right. You don't need to use
Okay.
mine.
As long as we have the same functionality.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? I found everything is wrong. I forgot this one is a 7374. That's why. That's a simple bug. I forgot to do that. Sorry about that. All right, now it should work. It's always the poor number. Ah. What? Still?
But it's different now.
Yeah, it's a different, but it's invalid argument. Let me check on what I have for the HW5 client H. What's the move? Move should be action, class ID, and the third one is a JSON object, and the location and object ID. Let me see what did I have for move. Oh, okay. You know, this one, no. This one, because what's her name again? Fatima. I actually check on this one. I changed to object, it works. So I can just do like this. Yeah. Okay. So this should work. Let me actually see that again. Still Mesa parameter. I changed that. This is embarrassing. Let me check very carefully again. HW5 client.h. Okay, let me check this 5 argument. So can you help me? The first one is a string, is the action. The second one is a class ID person. The third one is a JSON value object. And okay, I think I know what is dump to JSON. What's dump to JSON? More person dot h. Dump to JSON is actually JSON value, so that should be okay. So it's like this. JSON object, and then this is the next one is actually the next one location is also a JSON object. Okay, that's why this one is wrong, because I changed this everything to the not to the string. So this one need to be the object according to the file. Okay, I'm sorry that this is hopefully this is the last bug. Okay, now finally I got it through. Okay. Okay, now this one is dead. HW3, another is dead. So let me actually try to restart everything again. Voila, finally. Okay. What did I have here? Invalid parameter. Okay, that's the same thing when I have exactly the same issue I had earlier. HW5 server. CPP. Move. Okay, over here, I have exactly the same issue. I have to get rid of this to match. Okay, I will provide the implementation code at the end. The code I show it right now after I make all this fix. Okay, now let's start over again. HW5 another, HW5 server, and HW5 client. Okay, you see that I'm actually be able to send this through. This is another, I mean, the location mismatch, don't worry about that. But this is HW3. Let me actually try to do that again. Okay, it took a while, longer than I expect. So I first run HW5 another, and then I run HW5 server. They're both in the waiting mode. And then I basically run HW5 client, and it actually gets through, but with a location mismatch because I didn't check the location, but it's a move over here. And then you can see that it actually automatically triggered the third one. It's actually going over here. Again, it's a location mismatch. Okay. So that's the how much time? Okay, I can actually fix the location mismatch problem. I think that should be easy. Let me actually try to do this. So let me use the third one. HW5 another. I really don't like the location mismatch. Process. Okay, there is a process here. Process here, process here. Okay, so process another, I'm going to set it to be HW3 home woolen. Okay, I'm going to set to be home woolen. I'm going to, yeah, I'm just saying that the third one is another, or this one you can call it is a grandma home. So assuming grandma home is in woolen, okay? Grandma home is in woolen, remember this? And then HW3 server is going to be, let's say, process here. I'm going to get this back. I'm going to get this back. And I'm going to say the forest is actually UC Davis, okay? This is server. And this is actually forest. Okay, I'm going to set it up here. And then I'm going to the client. What's the other one is IKEA, right? I do not have IKEA here, so that's okay. But when I move over here, this is correct, right? Because the server is actually, sorry, the forest is actually UC Davis, right? So I actually said John's location is IKEA, but I'm actually going to move it to this address. Okay, that sounds good. But the difference is here. Over here, I'm actually trying to set it up, but I need to put the grandma to home woolen. And therefore, when I do the move over here, oh, this is home woolen. That should be okay, actually. Home woolen. Yeah, that should be okay. No, first, I'm going to run this version, which is, this is grandma, sorry. I already finished. And I'm going to run because this one is actually supposed to be in woolen. Okay, grandma is in woolen. And then this one is in UC Davis. So now, oh, sorry. Oh, I already make it. Okay, so I'm going to run the client. The client is to be successful. Okay, you see that now that location mismatch is gone. And also this one, the location is gone. Okay, so it's complicated, but let me explain before I answer your question. Is I set the grandma's address to be woolen. And when the server contact another, which is grandma's home, is actually using the woolen GPS location. Let me just show you what I did here. If you go to another, you go to process here. This is how I actually set it. Process here is being set. For another is actually home woolen in my example. But if I go to server side, the process here is being set as TLC, this location. So here is server, grandma is in woolen, but when I actually contact another, I want you to take a look at this here. When I actually contact the move, call the move function, you see I'm actually using not only is the port number 127.0.0.1.73.75, but also the location that I intend to move is actually, I put grandma's location, which is GPS home Woodland down to JSON. So I actually spent a lot of time struggling earlier because I forgot I actually modified the spec file and such that the spec file is taking the object format instead of string format. So that's why when I did the change, as long as I clean that up and everything will work like this, okay? So there is one is the email, it's not email address, IP address, phone number, and the GPS location, which I actually put it there together. I'm actually going to send the 3 file. The HW6, maybe I send the whole directory. Okay, it's probably easier for you to get it. Let me actually just do this. Make clean. Let me upload this to 1118. Okay. Let me get this to this. This is this directory. Okay. Did I clean it up? Oh, I have to remove HW6 another. HW5 another. Okay, I'm going to upload everything from here so you can have a copy to play with. Where's my? Okay, this is 11. Is this 1118? Perfect. So I'm going to upload here. It override. It override everything. I still have an old copy there, but yeah. Okay, so if you go to 1118, that should have the the new update I just did, and then you can actually do all three. Yes, Ray. Because in my code, the move, it will check whether the GPS location the client intended to move into is the same as my current GPS location. No, that part is just the way I wrote it. But you can actually decide the notion of location you want. Yeah. Right. You can just move together. You don't need to worry about that. It's just for me. Exactly the way I said that.
Like on output, how are we showing that red writing is on the whole before? Like, what are you saying?
I'm actually looking at your code, whether you actually call JSON to object. And then after JSON to object, I'm expecting you to call a dump to JSON to print that out. So I actually, because I have those two lines, then I look at your output, I can decide whether you actually need to use that object.
And then when we're like printing out everything on the final, it's like, are we printing out the re-records or the original code?
So, well, in over 5, you don't need to print out the record. You just print out the things you move or the person you move. Because we already see the full record from the over 3. So that is not a concern. The concern is whether you can actually move the right thing according to the record that we request in the storage.
Just the object being.
Yes, just object.
And for this assignment, are we doing just the locations of Red Riding Hood, or is it in the locations of like cap as well?
No, we only have 3 locations for those 4 records. So it's just the movement, the amount of 3 locations. About,
is it just Red Riding Hood being moved, or are we also talking about the world, there's a grandma? Like
whatever you have in your original intent. If your 4 record has 2 records that both involve the wall or involve the grandma, you should move that. I don't think grandma will move. Only possible is Red Riding Hood and the big bad wall. If you want to move, some of them you don't even move it, big bad wall. So there's a line you move.
the line,
The hay. Right, the chassis. Okay. Can you speak louder? Yes. I only show you to move the person object, but you need to move the thing object as well. Yeah, so you need to show the capability that really is a C++ object. You can move from one location, one server to the other. That's what I'm asking. Okay. Sorry, it takes longer and